Magic!
Games! Other things? That's it for blue. Now we're going to hit black.
Black. We'll start with Tooth Collector, which is one of the Delirium uncommons. There's a set of 5 of these. Some of them are okay. I don't think we're going to talk about most of them, but this one's very good. When it enters the battlefield, it gives target creature -1/-1 until end of turn. It is 2 and a black, and for a 3/2. Human Rogue. Also, if you enable Delirium, it gives, at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, if you have Delirium, you can give target creature that player controls -1/-1. It's excellent if you have Delirium.
It's
excellent if you don't.
Yeah, if you don't have it, you will either shrink or kill a dude. Hopefully looking to kill a dude, a 2/1 or a 1/1 flyer or something like that. And then once you get to the Delirium stage, you're just ruining combat for them.
That's like attacking a 2/2 into their 3/3. They block. Then you chuck this down. You've killed their 3/3, and you've got a 3/2. That it's still very good.
Yeah.
Like, even if you don't ever get Delirium online, the 3/2 is all right.
Yeah.
The ability kind of tips it good.
Yeah.
And then the Delirium, that option to go even better, if Delirium is playable, goes even further and makes it just brilliant.
I really feel Delirium is very playable in this set.
Yeah.
You just have to want to have it.
Yeah.
It's hard, it's not going to happen by accident, just because it's 4. You need to either get, essentially, you need to get an artifact, an enchantment, or a land. 2 of those things need to get into your graveyard.
Yeah. It's really, really quite easy.
Yeah.
I pretty much love everything about Tooth Collector. It's a great card.
Yep.
Gets infinitely better with the second one.
Next on the list is a Cursed Witch, which is 4 mana, 3 and a black for a 4/2. Human Shaman, and it says, spells your opponent cast that target a Cursed Witch cost 1 less to cast, which seems like a mad downside, except for when it dies, it transforms and it's attached to target player, so essentially it becomes a curse. Well, it doesn't actually become a curse. It enchants a player, that player being your opponent, and spells you cast that target the enchanted player cost 1 less to cast. And at the beginning of enchanted player's upkeep, that player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. This card is almost all upside.
That was an entire paragraph.
Of endless upside. Now, it feels weird that it gets it costs 1 less to target it when it's in its creature form. It's kind of like it's saying, come on, remove me. You know you want to.
Yeah.
Also, if they don't remove it, it's going to trade for something decent. 4/2. It can trade for almost, what was that? We had the stat before. There was only 30 cards that have more than 4 toughness or 4 or greater toughness. So you can trade for probably 70, 80% of the cards that people are playing. And then you kill their dude, then you get a permanent discount on any of your targeted spells, and also you're draining them.
Something good to note with this, its power is 4.
Yeah.
So they have to use good removal to kill this. Although there is that dead weight can kill it.
Yeah,
but that doesn't really lower the cost. But if you're playing against white, they can't use their 2 mana destroy target attacking or blocking creature with 3 paralyzed. It skips past that. So either way, you are going to be up. Whether they use a good removal on it, whether you kill a creature, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Take it.
Take it many times.
First
Take
pick
all
it.
of them. Oh, okay. Can you imagine someone playing 2 of these? Would make me sad.
Not fun.
Not fun. Next on our list is Kindly Stranger, which is probably one of the best cards in the set. It's 2 and a black for a 2/3, which is pretty average. But if you get Delirium, you can pay 2 and a black again to transform it. It becomes a 4/3. It's a demon possessed at this point. And when it transforms, you can destroy target creature, or you may destroy target creature, which is good in case you only have 1 dude out. This card is straight upside from when it's played till when it's finished. I don't see why you would ever not play this card. I can't think of any type of situation where you wouldn't want this card. That's about it. If you get the things, get the things.
Our scribe before wrote 2 excellent witches on the page because it was from that card. It was she's a witch and then she transforms into a witch again.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. The last 2 cards we talked about were both witches. It's good. Very good card.
3 mana 2/3. It's fun to play anyway. So everything above that is upside.
Yeah, it's a 3 mana 2/3, which comes with additional power and removal.
Unlike this next card.
Unlike this next card, which is a 2 mana 3/3. 2 mana 3/3, people.
With Skulk.
With Skulk. Now, it's a good card. 2 mana 3/3s are where you want to be in life.
But there is a downside.
There is a downside. Now, Skulk is the ability that prevents it from being blocked by creatures with greater power. So, Skulk essentially doesn't allow your creatures to die to big dudes. Which is good. I like that. It's semi-evasion.
Yeah. You're always going to trade with it, which is great.
Yeah, either trades or goes under. Or they'd have to chump, which is sad for them.
This card is called Pale Rider of Trustad, by the way.
Pale Rider of Trustad.
Yeah,
I don't think we said the name. Yeah. Skulk, Spirit, 1 in the black, 3/3. But when it comes into play, you discard a card.
Now, something to note with this. If you are the aggressive deck, don't think that this is going to trigger madness all the time. You really want to be getting this out turn 2, and unfortunately it means you're going to just lose the card. Yeah. The plus side is, if it comes in a bit later, it's still a good card, and then trigger madness. So it's really, either discard a card and just be like heaps far ahead, or later on.
Unfortunately, you play this, you look at your graveyard, and you look at your hand. Okay, so these are the cards that are going to be easiest to put in the graveyard. You put the most difficult one in the graveyard, then next turn you play your Tooth Collector, and then the next turn... Yeah. You can set up Delirium perfectly on turn 4, and then you have Delirium, your Tooth Collector, and your Power Rider. They're both uncommons again, but I live in a fantasy dream mode.
On the plus side, if you're playing this turn 3 and you have a Fiery Temper and this, then you are so far up. It's
that would feel so good. I am looking so forward to playing Fiery Temper and just making people cry. Fiery Temper, isn't that great a card in Constructed or anything like that, but in this particular block, Fiery Temper looks like it will just be insane. Next on our list is Geese's Bidding. Geese's being, she's one of the terrible, I think she's a witch, lives on Innistrad, does some bad things, makes lots of zombies. Anyway, it's 2 double black for a sorcery that puts 2 black zombies onto the battlefield, but they're not tapped in this case. It looks like Geese is good at her job at making zombies. It also has Madness for 2 and a black. Now, this card is good when you play it the first time, because you get 4 power for 4 mana across 2 bodies. That's where you want to look. It's good in limited. Plus, the Madness ability is just upside. At Madness, this card is undercosted. Plus, usually the Madness gives you some sort of bonus when you discard it. This card is awesome.
It's good. Even if you don't get the madness out, you're getting 4/4 across 2 bodies.
Yeah. Next card on the list is Call of the Bloodline.
Call the Bloodline. There's no of.
That is why Gatherer is letting me down. It's me letting Gatherer down.
Call of the Bloodline. I think Call of the Bloodline makes more sense to me. But that doesn't matter. Call the Bloodline.
No.
Is a Mad Madness Enabler. Mad Madness.
This card is sweet. I love it.
Yeah. So it's 2 mana for an enchantment, 1 and a black. You can pay 1 and discard a card to put a 1/1 black vampire knight creature token with lifelink onto the battlefield. You can only activate this ability once each turn. So you can do it at instant speed, and you can activate it on their turn, but you can only do it once a turn. It's excellent.
And something to note with this card is vampires do have some payoff for going wider as well.
Yeah.
So this is a way that you can go wider, get your madness vampires out, and just great face.
Yeah. Something to note with going wide is there is several team pump spells in white. So there could easily be a white-black tokens type strategy, like you would have seen in the original Innistrad. That goes wide and then plays a pump spell. There's a pump spell in white that's an uncommon that gives all you do is 1/1/1+ and lifelink till end of turn.
Yeah.
Most of the pump spells are your average pump spells, but that's a huge swing.
Yeah. Some of them you have to be careful to not play the sorcery ones.
Yeah, the lifelink one's an instant as well.
When you're playing a sorcery team pump, it's more of a win more card because you play it, your opponent can play around it, get rid of most of your team. You're not really getting up from it. But when it's an instant, it's more of a you can choose when to play it. Block, and they're like, they block in such a way that it's not worth it. I'll hold on to it.
Yeah, it's good. Next on our list of cards is Liliana's Indignation. Now, Liliana's, I think, on 2 cards in the art. Just kind of saying, hey, look, I am on Innistrad. I might be in the storyline somewhere.
She has been seen in the storyline. Jace just finished talking to her.
Yeah, no,
and
so...
she's also on the cover art for Eldritch Moon, which is the next set for those that don't know.
And I'm keen for Liliana of the Veil to be reprinted.
Good luck.
Yeah,
No.
happen.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it will be reprinted, probably in Eternal Masters.
And we'll keep its $100 price tag. So sad. So sad. Anyway, this is Liliana's Indignation. It's X and a black for sorcery, and you put the top X cards of your library into your graveyard. So essentially, this enables delirium. But if target player loses 2 life for each creature card put into the graveyard this way, allows you to dump, say, 4 to 5 cards in your graveyard. If you hit 3 creatures, you hit them for 6 damage.
If you have a creature heavy deck and they're on like 4 life and you've got like 7 mana, you're almost guaranteed to win.
Yeah, I'd play this in an aggressive deck as essentially as a fireball.
Yeah, but it's a bad fireball.
It is a bad fireball.
There
but
is some variation to it.
That's what it is.
Yeah, what's interesting is if you miss on this as a fireball, you've dropped a bunch of lands into your graveyard, essentially.
True.
Like, if this fails to work as what you want it to do, you're probably doing better for yourself anyway. Which makes it good.
That's true. I never thought about that.
Like, if you have a bunch of removal, you might lose that, but...
If they're on 20 life, don't play this.
Yeah.
Bad move.
Unless somehow you've generated infinite mana and they're on 20 life, and you know how many creatures you have left in your deck.
If you play Channel first,
and they don't have gain 5 life in their deck, which they won't if they're a good player.
Yeah, and that's sorcery, so they're not going to get out of it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Terrible plays. Next on our list is Indulgent Aristocrat, which has some excellent art.
And I really like this card.
Yes, it's a black, just 1 black, for a 1/1 vampire with a lifelink. Has an ability to sacrifice a creature, put a 1/1+ counter on each vampire you control, including itself.
Juicy.
Yeah, no.
There are certain things that make 1 mana
1 month
drops alright.
Yeah.
And that's when they can grow. This one can grow. And it grows your whole team.
Yeah.
So-
and it has lifelink.
And it has lifelink.
Yeah, this card is... Look, it appears to be very good.
Yes.
The real question is how many vampires you can get.
Let me just have a quick look.
If you can't get enough, like if you don't get the right amount of vampires in your deck, you won't actually be willing to activate this ability. It is instant, so you can chump block a dude, sacrifice it, and then give this guy a pump. But at that point, you're kind of losing out. You're getting behind. If you have a bunch of vampires in your deck, on the other hand, this card will wreck face.
Well,
Yeah.
if you play this, and then, what's it called? Olivia's Bloodswarm, I think, is a 2 mana 2/1 flyer that can't block.
Yeah, Olivia's Bloodsworn, yeah.
If you play this, and then that, so Indulgent Aristocrat, and then Olivia's Bloodsworn,
Yeah.
and then just activate that twice, the Indulgent Aristocrat once on... Oh no, you need to sacrifice a creature.
Yeah.
Play another dude, then sacrifice that, and then swing for
Many.
on turn 3.
Yeah.
And then just keep doing that.
Yeah, Olivia's Bloodsworn is the uncommon vampire tribal card. It has an ability to give your vampires haste. I'm fairly sure for 1 red.
Now, in common and uncommon only, this is not including the rares and mythics, there are 14 different vampires split between common and uncommon. So they should be able to get a decent amount. You don't have to sacrifice a vampire, so you can even play...
Yeah, essentially you can sacrifice your other stuff that you didn't really want to
you
put
can
in the deck.
if you're playing white and black, you can sacrifice those 2 creatures we talked about earlier that have an ability that puts 1/1 spirits when they're from the graveyard by exiling them. So you can sacrifice that creature, get dudes, create the dudes, sacrifice those creatures, and constantly build up your team. So there are ways to do it. You will have to grab this early and look to do it, I guess, because I don't think this is a card that will go away.
Yeah, one of the things to note that is you can sacrifice itself. Say you end up with a bigger flying vampire or something like that, you can sack this when it's become irrelevant to give your other vampire a bonus. Not bad. Talking about decent other vampires, we have Hair of Falconwrath. People have been talking about this being constructed as well. because in a Madness deck, this thing looks insane. So it's 2 mana, 1 and a black for a 2/1, and it has a discard a card, transform it, and you can only activate this ability once a turn. That being so you can't dump a bunch of Madness cards all at the same time. And then becomes a 3/2 flyer. So a 3/2 flyer for 2 mana is excellent. People are talking about this followed by Incorrigible Youths for like a, I don't know, I can't even remember, it's like a ridiculous amount of life swing, like 7 or 8 points of life.
Yes.
It's 7.
Yeah, 7 life.
So I think it's a 4/3.
Yeah, it's a 4.
We'll get to that later. That's on our list.
Yeah.
That's a red card, yeah.
Another thing to note, and this is constructed, so it's less than limited, but there's a rare creature that gives all of your vampires madness. If you do pull this and you have the Hair of Falcon Wrath, you are just going vampire aggro. Don't go anything else.
Yeah. This card is good. Very good. So it's 2 mana for a 2/1. That's good. And then you can discard a card, that card being either a Madness card or a card you don't want, or something you need to enable Delirium to make it a 3/2 flyer. Excellent. What I like to do with my time, I like to beat face, and 3/2 flyers, beat face. Someone look at me funny.
Everyone's looking at you funny.
Oh. Next on our list is Sinister Concoction, which is 1 black, and probably I like this card a lot. Not just because it's essentially 1 mana removal, but because it has like a Sinister Concoction as a name, plus you have to do like 4 different things to get it to work. It feels good flavor wise. Like it is a Sinister Concoction because you have to like pay some mana, pay some life, mill a card, discard a card, then sacrifice something, and then destroy target creature.
And then throw your pen across the room.
Yeah. and at that point, you can destroy a creature.
I don't mind this card, but I feel like you're giving up so many cards. If you don't have something to give up for madness, then you are giving up way too much, in my opinion.
Yeah.
First of all, it's an enchantment, and it has the ability, pay a black, pay 1 life, put the top card of your library into your graveyard, discard a card, sacrifice Sinister Concoction, then you get to destroy target creature if you do all that.
Yeah.
Now we can talk about it.
Yeah.
So if you destroy your own target creature and you didn't mill a creature from your library to your graveyard and you didn't discard a card that was a creature, then you've literally just made Delirium all by yourself.
Yeah.
Turn 2, Delirium.
Don't worry, don't do that though.
Yeah, no, that's a bad idea.
If you really desperately need Delirium, this card can give you Delirium on the spot.
Delirium's not that good, though.
No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
You have to have
Don't
a
do
sweet
it.
card.
Don't,
Like,
don't
you
listen
have
to them. They're being casuals.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I like this card. Even though it seems like it's a lot to go through to get to kill a creature, it's 1 mana plus a 1 mana activation cost to do that. I would play at least one of these. Maybe more, depending if I had heaps and I wanted to get Delirium.
I feel like it's the type of thing that you'd play if you badly need a removal. Like maybe the 23rd card.
I don't know. I think I'd play it.
I'm not a fan
I'd
of
play
it.
it. I'd like it.
Yeah.
Also, when you do sacrifice it, it does add to your Delirium,
Yeah,
no matter what you do,
it's an
because
Yeah,
it's
true.
an enchantment, and that's
Something that's not normally going to be in the deck.
not
anyway.
normally going to be in the graveyard. Yeah.
It's good.
I like this one better.
Yeah. Next on our list is Murderous Compulsion. I keep saying next on our list. Murderous Compulsion is 1 and a black to destroy target tapped creature. I'm fairly sure this is a strict upgrade to some other card that we had recently.
It was a while
I think
ago.
it was a white card as well, I believe.
Oh, yeah. There was...
Sheer drop.
No sheer drop. It was in...
I think Sheer Drop was
That's
a tap
destroy
creature.
target
the
tapped
card
creature.
he's thinking... Oh, no, that's
No,
not
that Sheer Drop was the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, sheer drop. It is significantly better than sheer drop. Sheer drop was very average, even though it seemed good. And this also has madness for 1 and a black, so you can play it at instant speed if you can discard it. This card is good. It's a common as well, which means you're going to see plenty of them. You should take them. They
It's,
kill
I like
things.
look
They
for the
very
really
good.
creepy picture.
Oh, also, yeah, man, murder. Guy's just getting stabbed.
He's got the wickedest grin on his face. He's like, hey mate.
He's happy about it.
Someone's going to play it against me, and I'm going to get like shivers or something because the picture's like real weird and scary.
Yep.
It's going to give me nightmares.
Yeah. Rancid Rats. This one's a little bit of an interesting debate. It's
He's
1
like
and a-
punk rock, apparently.
Yeah. Rancid Rats. 1 and a black for a 1/1. It has Skulk. and it also has Death Touch, Skulk being this creature can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. I don't know.
I feel like at the same time, it is a bit of a trap card if you're playing it to attack. A creature that has Death Touch, it's a 1/1. If you're attacking with it, you've fallen for your own trap.
Yeah.
It's kind of the thing that should be blocking.
Yeah.
Holding something like this back basically means they don't attack with their good creatures.
Yeah. The interesting thing is, because it's got built-in evasion with Skulk, and being a 1/1 means it will essentially get through anything but a 1/1, means that this card is kind of designed to attack, and also Death Touch means it's kind of designed to block. It's kind of split between trying to do two different things at once, making it hard to find somewhere it wants to be.
I feel like I can see why the Skulk could come in handy, maybe in a board stall where maybe you've got a lot of high toughness creatures. They're not going to attack because it's pointless. You've just got this 1/1. They've got nothing that's 1. So it's just this huge board stall and you just like 1 every turn.
Yeah.
That is a long game.
That is
a long game. And it's also a long list of requirements. It's probably why it probably wouldn't get into your deck. But we felt like it was worth talking because it's what's on the card.
Skulk as an ability seems to suggest that the games might regularly get board stalled. There's a couple of creatures that have Skulk and they're 1 mana, like they have 1 power.
Yeah.
Which either lend themselves to lots of combat tricks, which there's not that many good ones, to the fact that there are lots of board stalls and they need to be broken up by something. I think this format might end up actually being slower just because they've actually created this ability to get around slow games.
Yeah. Something to note, there's a lot of 2/3s. It's not in a more aggressive one where it's faster that you find a lot of 3/2s. Yeah. So basically you'll have a lot of people just hitting into each other doing nothing.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me agree. I feel like it's going to be a slower format. I feel like rares are going to be really important.
Yeah, which is disappointing.
As like you're going to need them to get through the board stalls. There are some that can get through, but yeah,
it's good. Our last black card is a reprint from the original Innistrad. It is Dead Weight. Actually, I think we missed a card. Well, Dead Weight either way. Excellent card. 1 mana for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature gets -2/-2.
You should good.
It's good. It either kills a dude or it makes one of their dudes less good. I assume that was a joke. Oh, okay, it's a different card.
I can't find the card.
We're looking for a card.
Deadweight, yeah. If it kills a dude, it also puts itself into your graveyard, which is, again, an enchantment for Delirium. Fantastic. Or if it stays on a dude, it's going to help you trade for the better.
So you do prefer to kill a dude with it.
Yeah.
A 2-for-1, it's not that great. Yeah. And you can only do it at sorcery speed. So, like, if they had killed a creature and you played at second main phase, then that's probably a lot better. But then you're using it more as a removal. Yeah. You don't want to be chucking it on there just to make a creature smaller because it has a lot less of an effect.
Yeah. It is good, though. Last black card, the one that we missed just before, is Merciless Resolve, which is an instant for 2 and a black. And it says, as an additional cost to cast a Merciless Resolve, sacrifice a creature or land. Draw 2 cards. It would be awesome if it said sacrifice a creature, land, or artifact, because I would sacrifice all the clues. Yeah. But it's still a reasonably good card. This card isn't like in any way a constructed card, because you don't want to sacrifice a creature or land to draw cards. But you often end up with too many lands.
Yes.
Also, if you end up in a token deck or you're going to lose a creature to a combat, just because you're chump blocking, you can sacrifice the creature after the blocks and draw 2 cards, because it's instant speed. The only thing that makes this card possibly good is the fact that it's instant, and you can choose how you're doing this.
3 mana is a bit much, but drawing cards in limited is very powerful, very helpful, especially when it comes to board stalls. Again, and we feel like this is going to be important for this set, so it's important to find your good cards. There's not going to be many in your deck.
Yeah.
Don't play too many of these, though.
Yeah, because
maybe two.
1, maybe 2, yeah. Once you get to 3 copies, you're going to run into things that are useful.
This madness